I feel like these days there's like two types of horror fans. That there's a horror fan that likes movies like Skinamarink and The Witch. You know, those atmospheric horror movies, those elevated horror movies, those ambiance horror movies where it's not so much about the horror, but it's about the setting, the ambiance, man, fuck all that, man. Listen, there's also the horror fan that wants to see dismemberment, that wants to see arms ripped off, that wants to see a fist go through a goddamn head and use the head as a boxing glove, okay? There's a horror fan that likes to see necks get ripped off and blood and shit and eyeballs getting popped out, you know what I mean? And Demon Knight provides all of that. God damn, I feel old. 30. Man. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight is 30 years old. Where does the time go, man? Where does the time go? So, 30th anniversary, it's only right that I do a retro review on the classic Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. And I got my main man, Darnell from Rejected Heroes Media. This is actually his idea. He was like, hey, big bro, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight turns 30. We should probably review it. So I said, yeah. You know what? Yeah, that's a dope idea, man. Why not? I haven't seen this movie in years, by the way, too. I think the last time I seen Demon Knight was, man, at least 10 years ago. So it's been a while, man. And by the way, I had to rent this. So I thought I had it in my collection. I was wrong. I don't know where it is. So I had to pay $3.99 to watch this joint, yo. So, Demon Knight, starring William Sadler, Billy Zane, before she became RoboCop, Jada Pinkett Smith, Thomas Hayden Church, I think that's how you say his name, your boy Sandman from Spider-Man 3, who was the most annoying character. The guy that voiced Roger Rabbit, he's in here, and CCH Pounder, and directed by Ernest Dickerson. I forgot he directed this joint. So the guy that directed Juice directed Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. So come to find out, he's a big time horror fan. He's done a lot of horror movies since then, but I think this was his first horror movie, and man, did he do a good job. So before I get into my thoughts, I'm gonna pass over to Darnell because he's very passionate about this movie here. This is his favorite horror joint of all time. So I'm gonna let him bring in the plot and everything, what the movie's about, and how he feels about it. Then I'm gonna get back to my thoughts. So Darnell, take it away, bro. What's your thoughts on Demon Knight?
From the Crypt.
It's perfect. Absolutely perfect. Hello, boils and ghouls. Usually get our horror collaborations in October, but to January 13th marked the 30th anniversary of my most favorite horror movie of all time, bar none, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I love this movie. Like, I love Tales from the Crypt, like, regardless. I own the entire series on DVD. DVD, yeah. But Demon Knight is like one of the few movies, least fewer horror movies that I can watch anytime. I love it. I quote this movie for days. This is my shit. Property is hereby condemned. Watch the movie, you know what I'm talking about. Team up with my brother Rashad again real quick because he loves Demon Knight. I love Demon Knight. So we're going to talk to Demon Knight for you guys real quick. Our first collaboration of 2025. And I just can't think of no other movie to talk about. I know there will be a lot of movies coming out this month. Demon Knight turns 30. The movie came out on January 13, 1995, and I just had to say it's one of my most favorite horror movies to watch with an amazing cast starring Billy Zane and William Sadler. Oh, this movie was just great. I'm just saying great for me, like maybe like, cinematic standpoint, it's kind of like a cheesy horror movie, but who doesn't love cheesy horror movies? Right, where to start? First of all, where to start? Start with the intro to Demon Knight. There was just something about seeing the Tales from the Crypt intro on the big screen, larger than life. It's just like crazy. I love it. The movie, if you don't know what it's about. Simple story. Pretty much you got William Sadler's character. He's Frank Breaker. He goes to this hotel and shit or whatever with these couple of other people. And then you got Billy Zane, who is the heart and soul of this entire film. Gets it on the scene, and then like one head punch later after somebody kills a cop, he reveals that, yeah, he's this collector and he wants this key from Breaker. So how do you get the key? How's he gonna get it? It unleashes all these demons upon the hotel, and now the survivors just pretty much gotta survive the night against the demons trying to kill him off one by one. Simple premise, but it's just the entertainment factor. Like, I feel like once the collector gets on the scene and he punches a hole in the cop's face, the movie just never stops. It's just like It's just going, and I love it. Billy Zane is just the best in this movie. I could quote Billy Zane. I just love Billy Zane in this movie. He's just the best. He's just like, I don't want to say a cartoon character, but it's like he can play serious and unhinged perfectly in this film. Perfectly. Well been there, motherfucker. I think Demon Knight's on, I think it's on Peacock. I think it's on HBO Max. One of those. Find Demon Knight if you can and watch it. It's just great. Another good thing about the movie, the special effects in it, it's all practical more or less. Because the demons and shit, they're like in costumes, but the demons look really great when they're fucking people out. Also the blood in the movie too, the gore, great 90s horror. There's a scene in the movie where a character like gets her whole arm ripped the fuck off, like ripped off at the, right here at the joint. Oh, I love this shit. Thinking about it before, I'll just watch the movie all over again. Like I said, this is a movie I can watch whenever. Although Jada Pickett's in the movie too, like she was not annoying Jada Pickett like we know now. It was actually a time in the 90s where Jada Pickett was like, oh shit, like yeah, Jada Pickett's in movies, we like seeing her. Now just like Jada Pickett's in is she in movies? The more I can add to this movie that Rashad probably has talked about is just Demon Knight. I just love this movie a lot. He loved it too, so I was just really like, hey, this movie turns 30 in January. Let's talk about it real quick. Let's gush about it. Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight. I still love it to this day. I will love it forever. This is my favorite, one of my favorite horror movies ever. Billy Zane is amazing in it. William Sadler is amazing. The whole cast is pretty much great. They all work together. So many memorable moments, so many just good, like, this is like a good horror movie from the 90s that you can just watch and enjoy. And one good thing is that you don't even have to see Tales from the Crypt at all to really get this. Just like kind of knowing Tales from the Crypt, like if you know the series shit, you're like, oh, this is like a really good long episode. If you've never seen Tales from the Crypt, you can watch this and be like, oh, that's Tales from the Crypt. Let's go find that and watch it. No matter where you slice it, Tales from the Crypt, Demon Knight is just great all around. So like I said, Rashad, thanks for letting me collaborate with you again on your channel for 2025. Talk about Demon Knight. I don't know what we're going to do this Halloween. That's like 10 months away, so we'll get to that. But Demon Knight, had to talk about it. Thanks, Rashad, again. And I'm sending it back over to you, big bro. And I'll see you for the next video. And as always, subscribe. Until next time.
Yo, favorite horror movie of all time. Listen, I got nothing bad to say about that, man. This was definitely a classic. I think a very underrated film because I don't think Demon Knight gets talked about enough. Like when most people talk about horror movies, they always bring up the Halloweens and the Exorcist and Chainsaw Massacre, but you never really hear people talk about Demon Knight. And this movie wasn't necessarily like really scary. And if you follow my channel, you know that I have a sensitivity towards demon movies. Okay, and it took me a long time to watch Demons from 1985. And when I did watch that movie, scared the shit out of me. I'll never watch it again. And Demons 2. But this Demons, I think didn't affect me as much just because Billy Zane's performance was so good and sometimes comedic where it kind of softened the blow from the horror stuff that was going on. And I think that's okay. So if I have to nitpick, one of the negatives I will give this movie, which is just a nitpick, I mean, to me, this is a damn near perfect horror movie. But if I have to put my critic hat on, I would say that at times it felt like William Sadler and Billy Zane were kind of in two different movies because William Sadler played this very serious, you know what I'm saying? Like he played this like a very serious horror film, and Billy Zane kind of brought that comedic tone to it where it felt like a horror comedy, whereas William Sadler would play it more like, this is like a dead ass serious as cancer type fucking movie, you know what I mean? So I think at times the tone was a little off a little bit, you know what I mean? But still, I love this joint. Yeah, Billy Zane's performance, come on, what can I say that hasn't been said, what hasn't been said about it, man? The guy was brilliant. He just brought everything to the table. Every scene he was in, he chewed up. And when he was off screen, you missed him because there was a gap where he was gone for a while. And then you see him again, and it's like, oh, man, I miss this dude, man, And I think this is the first time that you see a final girl that was black. I think Jada Pinkett was the first black final girl in a horror movie that made it to the end and killed the bad guy. I don't think we've ever seen that before, so this is groundbreaking at the time. This was 1995, so we're used to seeing, the cute white girl survive at the end, but this time we see the cute black girl survive at the end. And mind you, she's coming fresh off of Jason's lyrics, so I had a little crush on Jada. I ain't gonna lie, like now she's hated, now it's easy to pick on her and shit, but back then, Especially after Jace's lyric, man. Look, Jada Pinkett was a big part of my puberty. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was times where I just fantasized about her in class, man. And teacher tell me to go up to the blackboard. I'm like, nah, man, I'll take the F. I ain't getting no. Why? Because I'm thinking about Jada. God damn it. I feel like these days there's like two types of horror fans. That there's a horror fan that likes movies like Skinamarink and The Witch. Those atmospheric horror movies, those elevated horror movies, those ambiance horror movies where it's not so much about the horror, but it's about the setting, the ambiance, man, fuck all that, man. Listen, there's also the horror fan that wants to see dismemberment, that wants to see arms ripped off, that wants to see a fist go through a goddamn head and use the head as a boxing glove, okay? There's a horror fan that likes to see necks get ripped off and blood and shit and eyeballs getting popped out, you know what I mean? And Demon Knight provides all of that, okay? So from the opening credits where we see the Tales from the Crypt opening from the show, I think if you're a fan of the show, you really will love this movie. And from the opening, man, I had a smile on my face. It just brought back so much nostalgia, so many memories. And the movie itself, it still works. The pacing was on point. Everything just worked here, man. And like, what more can I say? So with that being said, oh, by the way, the Thomas Hayden Church character, I hated him. I feel like his death was not satisfying enough. I couldn't stand him the whole movie. I wanted him to die so bad. And I just had to put that out there. Yeah. So with all that being said, yeah, Demon Knight, Tales from the Crypt gets an A from me. I'll put it up there with some of my favorite horror movies, and I'll watch this over Demons because for some reason that movie just fucks with me. I don't know. I think because of the body horror, because these demons are like creatures. You know what I mean? They're people in suits, but they're creatures. They're more creature-like. Where in Demons '85, they were more like humanoid. Like you see them transforming into the demon and shit. And you see one part where the girl's back splits open and the fucking demon pops up out of her. There's some really crazy wacky shit. But this is the perfect type of demon movie for me. I'll watch this demon movie any day, twice on Sunday, day or night. You know what I mean? And it won't affect me like that, but I have a good time with it. Perfect blockbuster type film, and that's it, and that's all. So, Darnell, thank you for joining me once again for another collab. Appreciate it, brother. Until the next episode, if you haven't already, subscribe to Darnell Rejected Heroes Media. Check him out. And that's it, and that's all. All right? All right, man. This is Rashad G signing out. See you in the next video.